we get stronger, or we get faster, or we get better at what we're training for. Yeah? What happens if we're going along every day and we train, and then we don't sleep well, or we don't eat well, we don't focus, we eat McDonald's, we go and we eat fatty, sugary foods that don't give us what our body needs to recover. We don't get those proteins for those building blocks. We don't get all those recovery stuff that we need. What happens? What happens if we don't, and then we adapt a little bit, but we don't fully recover? We start to get injuries. We start to get weaker. We start to get tired on a daily basis. We start to really, our body starts to deteriorate. We start to get sick. Okay? So what's the most important thing? Combination of exercise and recovery. Okay? Most important things for recovery: nutrition, focusing on your nutrition. Eating well throughout the day. Focusing on good recovery techniques. Sleep, 9 hours a day, sleep for people your age. All right? That's what you should be aiming for. What's another good recovery? There's other good recovery techniques like massages, myofascial technique, so rolling, etc. So recovery is just as important, if not more important, than the training. Correct? Okay, so for me, it's been proven that if you don't eat something first thing in the morning, by midday, your productivity as a human being will actually go down, and it can be small. All right? So for me, eating breakfast first thing in the morning is really, really important. Your body starts to look for those amino acids to repair things, because the energy that I'm using just walking around, your body starts to look for those amino acids, that protein, etc., every 3 to 4 hours. So I need to eat good protein every 3 to 4 hours. So I eat 4 times a day, every 3 to 4 hours. It's really simple, yeah? So I need to work out all of that in one day times 4.
Scotty, do you change that depending on what you're doing?
Easy as. So if I've got, and like that's going into more detail, but if I've got, so when I'm training, I do a pyramid cycle. So lots of reps at a lower weight, less reps at a higher weight, a couple of reps at a really, really high weight. But because volume doesn't equal as much, intensity doesn't use as much carbohydrates, etc., it doesn't use up as much calories, as opposed to here, I actually monitor the amount of carbohydrates I eat each day depending on my training cycle. Sometimes I monitor how much I'm eating depending on what day I'm training on. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays for me is a really, really heavy day. I'm up all day, every day. I'm on my feet in the workshop for 6 periods on a Tuesday. I also then train deadlifts on a Tuesday, which is heavy. So I eat a lot of calories on a Tuesday. If I'm going up to a peaking cycle, so 2 weeks ago I had a peaking cycle, I put on 1 kilo that week. Because I upped my carbohydrates and changed the amount of calories that I needed. Last week was the bottom of the pyramid cycle, so I went down a pyramid, changed my calories a little bit. I wasn't training, I wanted to actually lose a little bit of weight, so I changed my carbohydrates, kept everything else the same, dropped 1 kilo. So I can, as I said to you, I can put on 1 kilo and drop 1 kilo. I can drop a couple of kilos over the next couple of weeks if I wanted to. But in powerlifting, we compete in weight classes. I'm sitting at 83 kilos this morning. I compete in an 83 kilo class. If I lose weight, I can't train as hard. Yeah, if I diminish my calories. So I have to weigh that up. Yes, go on. Okay. So I'll show you a photo, and please don't laugh.
A couple minutes,
yeah, I won't show the video. Okay, so that's my Sunday afternoon. I do a training session. Before the training session, I'll put a couple of meals on in the oven, I'll put the rice cooker on, I'll put some veggies on, etc. I then will literally weigh that out. So that's 100 grams of brown rice there. That's sweet potato. Sweet potato is amazing for your body. Please, if you don't like sweet potato, there is something wrong with you. Firstly, secondly, start eating it. And then there's my veggies, and obviously my meat as far as my protein. And I mix it up. Because everything else looks the same, I generally tend to mix up my meats, okay? Because I like meat. I have a saying, and it sounds really dumb, and people laugh at it, but if it's been proven fact, if you want to be a beast, you have to eat beast, okay? You can get your protein sources from vegan sources and all of that sort of stuff, but it's been proven the best source is to eat animals, okay? Get your protein from animal meat, all right? So yes, you can get strong being vegan, but it's been proven that meat is better. So I've got 5 barbecues, and I love roast lamb and beef brisket, and I love, so I mix it up every week, okay? That's my treat, as you might call it. So every meal I weigh out and I go, this is my training cycle for a week, this is what I'm going to eat. 100 grams of rice, there's 80 grams of sweet potato, there's 70 grams of vegetables, and there's 100 grams of meat there for my protein. For breakfast, I always have, because I love the taste of it, it's actually a shake that I make up with one of those ninja bullets. Quarter of a cup of oats, a scoop and a half of protein, and that's the only time I use any supplements. I don't need to take supplements. I don't believe in supplements because I get all my food from good whole foods. In that I have a teaspoon of peanut butter, really good fats for you. Peanut butters, avocados, all your nut spreads are really good fats for you. And then I have lactose-free milk because I'm a lactard. And so for me, I have that as a shake with a couple of ice, put it in there, and I love it. It's like a chocolatey peanut butter thick shake for breakfast. Tastes really good. And it gives me 60 grams of protein, it gives me 40 grams of carbs, it gives me 10 grams of fats, and it gives me a really fantastic start to the day. My only issue was I started putting too much peanut butter in. Fats, because there's so many calories in a gram of fats, slows your metabolism down, and that's where I was working out. Just that little bit extra too much peanut butter was slowing my weight loss a little bit. So, very simply, I believe in it because I found that it works. The 1875 for me, that was a guideline. So I managed to work out exactly with how much rice I put in my containers each day, how I can lose and drop weight. So really, it's really simple. If I put 100 grams in, I'm going to put on half a kilo in a week. If I put 70 grams of rice in, I'll drop nearly a kilo in a week. Training the exact same, doing everything else in my life exactly the same, changing that small amount of carbs. All right? For you guys, think about what you're eating every day. Think about how many of you have got white processed bread in your lunchbox today. Think about how many of you are going to tuck shop today and are going to shove in fatty foods into your diet. How many of you drink soft drink and try and bring soft drink into my class? 150 calories with 40 grams of that is sugar type thing. So for you every day, you guys don't have to worry as much as I do because you're not as old as I am. You guys have got faster metabolisms and more growth and all that sort of stuff. I'll wrap it up. I'm getting the wrap up. I won't show you a video. I did put a video together of powerlifting, me powerlifting. If you want to talk about powerlifting at some stage, you want to talk about weightlifting, if you want to talk about nutrient stuff, let me know. I'm happy. I'm really passionate about it. Wrap it up.
All done?
Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Doneley.
Excellent.